बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज का जो हमारा पेपर है वो पेपर 5 जो है वो मई जून 2011 का पेपर और पेपर नंबर 5-1 है। ठीक है, और ये आपके पास ऑलरेडी डिस्क्रिप्शन में ये अटैच है। तो बिफोर स्टार्टिंग लेट्स जस्ट राइट द डेट। सो मैं बताऊँ कि हमने किस दिन ये पेपर किया है। 3/11/2। ठीक है, okay, so please I would like everyone to just read the question for now. Please read the question. Okay. While reading the question, I would like everyone to please underline this part. The rate can be conveniently measured by finding the time taken to produce the same volume of carbon dioxide from each carbon. Okay, the first part is predict how the rate of decomposition of the carbon group 2 carbonates will change as the group is descended. So explain this prediction in terms of charge density of the cation as the group is descended. So we will write that the rate of decomposition decreases. Okay, just as you know, we're talking about group 2 carbon because X is any group 2 cation. Example magnesium. So group 2 cation में क्या क्या होता है? You've got beryllium, magnesium, okay, beryllium, magnesium, aluminum, calcium, okay, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium. So we're talking about group 2 cations, okay? And you already know the properties of group 2 cations when you studied inorganic chemistry in AS. So the rate of decomposition decreases. What will be the explanation? The explanation is that the polarizing power decreases. So it will be decomposed at a lower rate. The polarizing power decreases. Okay. Moving on to the next part of the question, it says display the prediction in the form of a sketch graph clearly labeling the axis. So on the y-axis, we will write rate of decomposition, and over here we will write metal carbonate, and over here you can write magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate, strontium carbonate, and barium carbonate, and the graph will be a straight line like this. Now that ain't a straight line. Okay, the graph will be a straight line like this. Okay, I'm sure you understand. Okay, moving on to the next part of the question. B part. In the experiment you are about to plan, identify the following: the independent variable and the dependent variable. As you already know that the independent variable comes over here on the x-axis, so the independent variable is the metal carbonate. So the independent variable is metal carbonate, and the dependent variable is on the x-axis, y-axis, that is rate of decomposition. Okay, moving on to the C part. So please Read the C part and let's see what you do. Read the C part. G. So I'm sure you have read this. The C part says that draw a diagram of the apparatus and experimental setup you would use to carry out this experiment. Your apparatus should use only standard items found in the school or college laboratory and show clearly the following. The apparatus used to heat the carbonate, how the carbon dioxide will be collected, label each piece of the apparatus used indicating its size or capacity. So it is a 2-mark question and you have to make the apparatus. So how, this is the apparatus. This is the apparatus that will be used. Okay, you make a Bunsen burner over here. You make a Bunsen burner over here. You show this as a Bunsen burner, and okay, and then you have a boiling tube over here in which you will put the metal carbonate. Now, what is the difference between a boiling tube and a test tube? A boiling tube has a larger diameter while a test tube has a smaller diameter. Okay, have you ever seen a boiling tube or a test tube? No. Let me show you. Let me just show you the boiling tube and a test tube. Yeah, as you can see, over here that this is a boiling tube. Okay, this thing, the one with the larger diameter, I can't write on it, but this thing has, as you can see the pointer, this is the boiling tube, and on the right side you can see a test tube. Okay, so you use a boiling tube, add a bung on top of it so that the gas does not escape. You use a delivery tube, and the delivery tube will come into the gas range, and over here the gas will be collected. Now you can see over here that you got 5. Now you have to label this experiment too, because as it says in the question, label each piece of apparatus used. So you labeled it that you said you got a Bunsen burner, you got a boiling tube, you put a bung on it, you have a delivery tube, and you have a gas, and you have a timer. As you have to measure the rate of the reaction, timer is must. You either have a timer or a stopwatch over here, and show the button over here, and you write stopwatch 00 stop. So either you have measuring the rate of reaction, you either have to use a show a timer or a stopwatch. Okay, and you have to show the graduations on the syringe. Okay, moving on to the next question part. Using the apparatus shown in C, design a laboratory experiment to test your prediction. In A, in addition to the standard apparatus present in the laboratory, you are provided with the following materials: samples of the carbonates of magnesium, calcium, strontium, and barium, a stopwatch clock with second hand. Give a step-by-step description of how you would carry out the experiment by stating the gas volume you would collect from each carbonate, how you would calculate the mass of each carbonate to ensure that this volume of carbonate. Okay. So first of all, what we are going to do is make a table, and we'll write XCO3, Y X carbonate, because it's written in the question over here, X carbonate, and X is any group 2 cation example, magnesium 2 polymer. So you write XCO3, then you will write its MR, and then you will write mass of XCO3 needed, and this mass will be in grams. And now X carbonate will be magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate, strontium carbonate, and barium carbonate. Now find it their MR, please. Okay, MR is 84.3, 100.1, 147.6, 197.3. Now mass of XCO3 needed. So moles divided by ml, mass आ जाएगा आपके पास 1.75, 2.08, 3.07, 4.10. Okay, so now you've got the more mass too. Now you're going to write the experiment, and I'm going to type the experiment over here. Okay, so I'm starting writing procedure. Weigh 1.75 gram of MgCO3 in repeat the experiment. Okay, so now we have written this whole procedure of this reaction, and you can see that I've written the procedure in such a short space. Now, those of you who are writing it on the paper, you will feel that that when you write it from uh, that when you start writing from here and you end up over here, you still have to write something, but the space finishes. So I will advise you not to write over here, over here, over here. Don't write, don't write, don't write. Okay? From if start from the beginning over here and write in very small handwriting. Okay, so that it easily finish. Okay, Moving on to the next part of the question, and it states that state a hazard that must be considered when planning an experiment and describe precautions that should be taken. Risk to maximum minimum. You can write that the boiling tube is hot, so difficult to use with bare hands. So use tongs. Okay. The boiling tube, of course, आप देख सकते हो कि boiling tube जो है वो आ गया आप ये देख सकते हो कि बॉइलिंग ट्यूब जो है वो बिल्कुल टेंसेड बर्नर के ऊपर पड़ी है तो वो गर्म होगी तो आपको थोड़ी सी एहतियात करनी पड़ेगी ओके moving on to the next part draw a table with appropriate headings to show the data okay I'm drawing it with my bare hands so it is a little it's very rough you have to draw it very neatly in the paper okay you've got magnesium carbonate calcium carbonate strontium carbonate barium carbonate okay so that is it your table is completed the next part it says okay suggest improvement use a test tube instead of boiling tube you can use a test tube instead of a boiling tube to heat the metal carbonate okay okay some of you might have questioned that why did he leave this column empty we don't have to fill this column because he didn't ask us to okay so we'll just leave it empty then it will give us marks but if we like it for our own convenience we can write over here 63 seconds 72 84 98 okay you can write it too but if you don't write it there is no problem this was it for today's paper 5 paper I hope to meet you in the next paper 5 class and if you are new to the channel please subscribe to the channel like this video and share it to as many people as possible thank you and Allah Hafiz.